Now, I admit that there's some conformationally, grade across the top line is down in the front just a little bit, but those fleece characteristics really were that much more that I gave up a little bit of that conformational slight difference, because as you look at second place, really nice type and boxy from the. Hey, there it is. However, not so conformationally. You guys kind of washed each other's aspects out. So inside here, though, another very dense, fine fleece. I expect them to be fine. It's a juvenile class, but these density levels are really quite complementary, so well done. Also, just a little Westerns conformationally that second place, which limited him also just to this position right now. So from that second to third place, we gave up some density, although we're still there with the micron range, brightness of fleece, conformationally now back to a really solid sound, leg structure, balance and profile, just a little smaller than the others in the same age category, but just like to see him just fill in even more as he matures into that yearling group. Third to fourth, it was more of a color consistency placement, because here I have exceptionally fine, soft, silky, plush hand that it was just unfortunate that I saw quite a few white fibers, almost to a roan category area, which limited on that color positioning. Fleece is very fine. Also, micron uniformity was there, conformationally all in check. So well done. So thank you for those aspects.
Final call for Class 326, Suri Fawn Juvenile Male. We're missing entrant 248, 301, 431. First call, Class 327, Suri Fawn Yearling Male, never shorn. Second call, Class 216, Huacaya Brown Yearling Female. And first call, Class 217, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old female. Entering the ring at this. Again, for Class 326, Suri Fawn Juvenile Male, we're missing number 248 and entrant number 431. Please make your way to the ring. For Suri Brown Female National Color Champion, Reserve Color Champion is number 269, Valerie of Halo, owned by Halo Ranch Alpaca. And the color champion is number 467, Rene's Scheherazade by GL, owned by Rene Alpaca Farm. This will be second call for Class 327, Surrey Fawn Yearling Male Never Shorn, and first call for Class 328, Surrey Fawn Yearling Male. In Ring 1, we currently have Class 118, Huacaya Dark Brown Yearling Male. This will be first call for Class 119, Huacaya Brown Yearling Male. Final call, Class 216, Huacaya Brown Yearling Female. Final call, Class 216, Huacaya Brown Yearling Female. Second call, Class 217, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old female. And first call, Class 218, Huacaya Brown Female Invited Champion. In Class 214.5, Huacaya Light Brown Juvenile Female. In sixth place, number 479, Red Granites Courtesy of Eldar, owned by Red Granite Ranch. In fifth place, number 571, Sugarland's Mercedes, owned by Sugarland Alpaca Ranch. In fourth place, number 410, RR Calliope, owned by Mule Train Alpaca Ranch. In third place, number 578, Crescent Moon's Miley, owned by 3x2 Farm. In second place, number 560, Sopris Maisie Moon, owned by Sopris Alpaca Farm. And in first place, number 427, Odin's Kahlua by Loki, owned by Odin Falls Alpaca. And in Class 215, Huacaya Dark Brown Yearling Female. In third place is number 486, Red Granite's Lady Fox 2 by Val, owned by Red Granite Ranch. In second place is number 239, Watusi, owned by Ebfert Alpaca Farm. And in first place, number 507, RGR's Sizzlin' Promenade, owned by Red Granite Ranch. In Class 117, Huacaya Light Brown Juvenile Male. In fourth place, number 503, RGR Justification by Eldar, owned by Red Granite Ranch. In third place, number 491, Red Granite's Lionheart, owned by Red Granite Ranch. And in second place, number 476, Red Granite's Amigo, owned by Red Granite Ranch. And in first place, number 271, H2R Absolute XO, owned by Happy Hounds Alpaca Ranch. This will be the second call for Class 119, Huacaya Brown Yearling Male. And first call for Class 120, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old male. Again, we will be finishing off the halter classes today in Ring 1 and 2 after the brown classes are complete. So in Ring 1, that will be after Class 123, Huacaya Brown Male National Color Champion. In ring 2, it will be after class 219, Huacaya Brown Female National Color Championship. Suri will be concluding after the fawn classes. So that will be after class 337, Suri Fawn Female National Color Champion. We will be beginning tomorrow at 8 a.m. Male Huacaya will begin with fawns in ring 1. Ring 2 will begin with youth halter and then move into Huacaya fawn females. And ring 3 will begin with light Suris. And then walking fleece judging will conclude tomorrow morning as well. I'd like to again thank our title sponsor, Missouri, our presenting sponsor, Eagle Eye Farm, our diamond sponsors, Flying Iron Ranch, Memory Makers Farm, Red Granite Ranch, and the Alliance, Rogue Surrey Alpacas, Triple H Ranch, and Shambhala Alpaca Ranch. Our emerald sponsors, Crescent Moon Ranch, Heritage Farm, Tierra Prometida Alpaca Ranch. Our banquet and auction sponsor is the Futurity Show and Sale. Our cocktail reception sponsor is Little Creek Farms and Snowmass Alpacas.
The yearling class, the dark brown again, and congratulations to this competitive, now more a little bit further mature as the yearling age. So congratulations on the first class, first place alpacas, having really the densest, fullest, compact fleece amongst the group. Very bright but highly aligned, so very tight with that style and the crimp just collected together to a higher degree, and also it was just more micron uniform with that organization as well. Conformationally, quite pleasing. I like the head style, good bite, body balance and profile were all within check. That conformation really held solid throughout most of this class as I moved down the line. Second place, all spot on. Even boxier and bigger bone, which I appreciate. Not quite the micron uniformity, well, not uniformity, micron range of your competitor in first place has, as it has even a more plush, soft fleece. This one certainly has the density and the long staple, just not that micron fineness. From that second to third, here I give credit that it is better in micron fineness and it's quite dense. I just give greater credit towards the conformational stance of the alpaca standing above you in his profile balance, but also in the front leg structure from what I saw in the ring in these few minutes today. Still, overall, the density level and the micron range was much more compact and full in comparison to where I give credit to a very highly, I think for me, visually looking alpaca, conformationally well balanced, fibers coming out all over the place. It's just a bit looser in its style. Not quite the compact fleeces that we have above, so they're producing quite a bit more fiber. Also, the color consistency in them was also more favorable in this dark brown group. However, your general micron range and overall micron uniformity that it's holding with that nice pleasing conformational package keeps you there over another alpaca that has all that but just to a lesser degree of density. So that placed you right down the line that way. And from that fifth to sixth, now here still holding a great conformational stance and presence, but not quite the micron range of the other alpacas, as he had just a bit higher micron in the categories, and the fleece was just a bit more open to more of an average degree than other characteristics of fibers that were more higher collected together for a staple grouping. But thank you for showing them today.
In class 327, Suri Fawn Yearling Male Never Shorn, we're missing entrant number 468, class 327. Second call for class 328, Suri Fawn Yearling Male. First call for class 329, Suri Dark Fawn 2-year-old male. Second call for class 120, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old male. And first call for class 121, Huacaya Brown mature male. Final call for Class 217, Huacaya Brown, 2-year-old female. And second call for Class 218, Huacaya Brown, female, invited champion. For walking fleece in Class 412, we are missing entrant number 596 and 351. For walking fleece Class 413, Huacaya white yearling male walking fleece, we are missing entrant number 591. In Class 414, Huacaya white 2-year-old and older male walking fleece, we are missing entrant 627. Again, in Class 412, Huacaya white juvenile male walking fleece, we are missing entrance number 596 and 351. If you could please make your way to the ring as soon as possible so they can close out their color classes, we would really appreciate it. In Class 218, Huacaya dark brown yearling male. In 6th place, number 169, O's Little Miles, owned by Casa Alpaca. In 5th place, number 592, 3DR Dorian's Armani, owned by Triple Diamond Alpaca Ranch. In 4th place, number 333, Irish Meadows Blazer, owned by Irish Meadows Alpaca Farm. In 3rd place, number 228, EEF Prince Louis, owned by Eagle Eye Farm. In 2nd place, number 232, Still Meadow Farm Divine Apollo, owned by Eagle Eye Farm and Still Meadow Farm. In 1st place, number 494, Red Granites Pascal by Val d'Isere, owned by Red Granite Ranch. Entering ring run 1 at this time is Class 119, Huacaya Brown yearling male. In ring 2 at this time is Class 216, Huacaya Brown yearling female. And in ring 3, we have Class 326, Suri Fawn juvenile male. Again, we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors, our Ruby sponsors, Big Timber Alpacas, Two Hearts Alpaca Ranch, Irish Meadows Alpaca Farm, Rancho Inca Alpacas, Heart and Soul Alpacas and Spinnery, Sugarland Alpaca, Sopris Alpaca Farm, Two Drifter Alpaca Ranch. Banquet and auction sponsor is the Futurity Show and Sale. Cocktail reception sponsor is Little Creek Farm, Snowmass Alpacas. Meet and greet sponsor is Rainay Alpaca Farm. Hospitality sponsor is DDC DNA Diagnostics Center. Selfie booth sponsor is Autumn Sun Alpacas. Vet check sponsor is Peruvian Link Alpaca Collection. And welcome bag sponsor is Classic Alpaca. Our silent auction sponsor is Morning Beckons Farm. Youth performance sponsor is Healing Springs Surreys. And youth halter trophy sponsor is Triple H Ranch. Again, if you have an RV spot and have not gotten with our barn manager, Larry Zier, please do so before the end of the show. He is currently up here in the ring by the announcer, so this would be a perfect time to come up and see him. Don't forget about the silent auction booth. It is open and it is located next to the AOA booth. There will be a champion and reserve champion show and tell today at 4 p.m. in the rings. The cocktail reception is from 5:30 to 6:30 tonight at the Embassy Suites Hotel, and that is sponsored by Little Creek Farm, Snowmass Alpacas. And then at 6:30 is the fundraising banquet and auction sponsored by the Futurity by Celebrity Sales. Tickets are required for this. The barn will open tomorrow at 7 a.m. and halter classes will resume at 8 a.m. Production classes are still open. They will be Sunday morning at 8 a.m. You can register up until Saturday at noon. In class 217, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old female, we are missing entrant number 428. Entrant number 428, we need you at the ring.
We have here now the yearling group of browns, which is medium and light browns put together in this class of the yearling group. Congratulations for taking the first placement here on a really macho, thick-boned, alpaca, conformationally. Loads of density and fiber coming off of this male, so all well done. We hope that larger bone style is going to help keep this animal, in a healthy stage longer in life, producing that kind of fleece. So good job in keeping up the competition here at the national show. In second place, bring that alpaca out here too. This alpaca really grabbed my eye and attention as you walked him in the ring because he's really got a smooth gait. He just glides right along. That's because his conformational legs movements are also in line. He has a great phenotype, large fleece on him as well. Not the densities that the alpacas on either side of you, but there's just more length, more also concentration of collected staple groups for your organizational effort, and just a great package with fleece and conformation all together. And it was more of a conformational placement that kept you there in second over third, where third I give credit for even a finer and also a slight advantage for density level, for a fleece advantage. Just not showing to the best conformationally today, as I can't tell always whether there's a slight to moderate angulation in the front and back legs, so it was just on conformation alone placed in third. But that density and fineness held you there still in third to fourth place, where fourth we open up this fleece and it's got a very striking style, as I say, and that has collected groups of staple groups that are the same all around. Very straight also conformationally for this male. Just a little tall, or just a slightly little out of balance, as I'd like to see his neck to be a little bit longer to match his leg length, because the leg does match the body. So just slight conformational placement there for you. Still, next in line, density. So, and that kept you there in that fourth place over fifth, where fifth I give credit to a finer, almost slippery silk fleece, but just not near the amount of fleece being produced ahead of you, as there's double the amounts. Thank you. I think he's just scared of your ribbon, so maybe put it on the other side. Yeah, it's just flapping. Softer and finer fleece made the placement split between the fifth and sixth place alpacas, although I have no complaints about the conformational aspects of this animal. Just was hoping to see even more fleece, or even just to a refined, more uniform degree as your competitors had above you. Thank you.
Second call for class 121, Huacaya Brown Mature Male. We are missing entrant number 138. And first call for class 122, Huacaya Brown Male Invited Champion. Final call for class 328, Suri Fawn Yearling Male. Second call for class 329, Suri Dark Fawn 2-year-old Male. And first call for class 330, Suri Fawn Male Invited Champion. Final call for class 218, Huacaya Brown Female Invited Champion, following which will be class 219, Huacaya Brown Female National Color Champion. For walking fleece, in class 509, we are missing entrant number 472. Again, 509, Suri Light Fawn Juvenile Walking Fleece, we are missing entrant 472. In class 510, Suri Beige Juvenile Walking Fleece, we are missing entrant 574. And in class 511, Suri Light Yearling Walking Fleece, we are missing entrant number 464. Rainey's entrant number 464. In class 119, Huacaya Brown Yearling Male. In sixth place, number 207, Ophium, owned by Diamond Bar D Alpacas. In fifth place, number 210, DSAF Royal Independence, owned by Double S Alpacas. In fourth place, number 359, Aragon's Bartimus, owned by Kamali Alpaca Ranch. In third place, number 165, Crescent Moon's Francis Xavier, owned by Crescent Moon Ranch. And in second place, number 147, Autumn Sun's Gentry, owned by Autumn Sun Alpacas. In first place, Number 272, H2R Atlas, owned by Happy Hounds Alpaca Ranch. Second call, Class 122, Huacaya Brown Male Invited Champion. Following which we'll have Class 123, the Huacaya Brown Male National Color Champion. In Class 216, Huacaya Brown Yearling Female. In fifth place, number 447, Plum Creek's Dublin Bay Rose, owned by Plum Creek Alpacas. In fourth place, number 420, Majestic's Bodacious, owned by Odin Falls Alpacas. In third place, number 109, Majestic's Ellie, owned by Alpaca Country Estates. In second place, number 504, RGR's Jitterbug by Val d'Isere, owned by Red Granite Ranch. And in first place, number 177, Crescent Moon's Calexia, owned by Crescent Moon Ranch. And in Class 217, Huacaya Brown 2-year-old female. In third place, number 646, Willowwind Stardust, owned by Willowwind Farm. In second place, number 428, Odin's Mystify, owned by Odin Falls Alpaca. And in first place, Val's Maybell, owned by Kamali Alpaca Ranch. Entering Ring 2 at this time is Class 218, Huacaya Brown Female Invited Champion.
All right, it's my pleasure to present the first and second of our 2-year and older for the brown Huacaya males. For both of these males to have such a strong, high competition at this age is really commendable because they're both high caliber quality alpacas with their conformational checks, balances, just their phenotypes and looks, and the amount of fleece and densities that they're being produced on both of these males. They're just both exceptional. So thank you. And I'm glad to see that they're in the same class that I could compare this kind of quality together. I do have just a slight advantage in first of just a little bit finer, softer, and longer fleece for my reasoning to pull that one up over another excellent quality, full fibered, just staple pounding group of animal out with a great big bone and stature. So well done, and it was a really pleasing, fun class to do such this kind of high caliber together. Thank you.
In Class 120, Huacaya Brown, 2-year-old male. In second place, number 176, Crescent Moon's Anaerobico, owned by Crescent Moon Ranch. And in first place, number 500, RGR Aces Loaded by Valdezer, owned by Red Granite Ranch. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Here we have a single entry for an extremely mature class. This alpaca is 8. And I was talking with the exhibitor, and this alpaca is just beyond his show career. As 8 years of age, he is definitely showing that in his micron and also the amount of fiber primaries throughout the blanket. So it's unfortunate. I can't give him anything stronger than a second place today, and they understand that. Although for 8 years of age, I'm happy to see his straight alignment of legs, strong top line, and he had a decent bite. So those were all confirmational pluses that he still did hold. Thanks for your understanding.
For Class 121, Huacaya Brown Mature Male. In second place, number 138, HG Chewbacca, owned by Aquarius Alpacas. Entering the ring now is Class 122, Huacaya Brown Male Invited Champion, following which will be the Huacaya Brown Male National Color Championship, and that will conclude Male Huacaya Halter class for today. In ring 2 at this time is Class 218, Huacaya Brown Female Invited Champions, following which we will have the Huacaya Brown Female National Color Champion, which will conclude judging for today in that ring. In ring 3, we currently have Class 328 in the ring, Suri Fawn Yearling Male. Final call for Class 329, Suri Dark Fawn 2-year-old male. Second call for Class 330, Suri Fawn Male Invited Champion, following which will be the Suri Fawn Male National Color Champion. For walking fleece, class 414, we are missing Huacaya white 2-year-old and older male walking fleece. We are missing entrant number 627 to finish out that class. If you could make your way over there. Again, in class 414, Huacaya white 2-year-old and older male, class entrant number 627. And then we are also calling all white female juvenile Huacayas, white female juvenile Huacaya for walking fleece, and white juvenile Suris, white juvenile Suris for walking fleece. In class 326, Suri Fawn juvenile male. In sixth place, number 248, 4C's Gator, owned by 4C's Ranch. In fifth place, number 319, HFS Suri, owned by Heritage Farm Suri Alpaca. In fourth place, number 431, Cosmic Combo by North Star 2022, owned by Okaraga Farms. In third place, number 301, Angel Dreams Hemsworth, owned by Heart and Soul Alpacas and Angel Dreams Alpacas. In second place, number 320, HFS Starlight, owned by Heritage Farms Surrey Alpacas. And in first place, number 609, Top Guns Hollywood of THR, owned by Triple H Ranch. In class 327, Surrey Fawn Yearling Male, Never Shorn. In third place is number 530, Rogues 1 Millie, owned by Rogue Surrey Alpacas. In second place is number 524, Rogues Gwenwine, owned by Rogue Surrey Alpacas. And in first place, number 468, Renee's Silky Smooth Jazz, owned by Renee Alpaca Farm. Currently in ring 2 is class number 328, Surrey Fawn Yearling Male. And class 329, Surrey Fawn 2-year-old male. Final call for class 330, Surrey Fawn Male Invited Championship, which is the last class before the Surrey Fawn Male National Color Champion. Class 218, Huacaya Brown Female Invited Champion. In fourth place, number 246, Red Granite Sizzlin' Spit and Smoke, owned by Flying Iron Ranch. In third place, number 568, Sugarland Chevelle, owned by Sugarland Alpaca Ranch. In second place, number 340, Irish Meadows Fancy Like, owned by Irish Meadows Alpaca Farm. And in first place, number 278, H2R Queen's Jubilee, owned by Happy Hounds Alpaca Ranch. In ring 2 at this time is class 219, Huacaya Brown Female National Color Championship, which will be the last class for today in ring 2. In ring 1, we have the Huacaya Brown Male Invited Champion, following which we will have class 123, the Huacaya Brown Male National Color Championship, which will be the last class in ring 1.
have in the brown class for the Huacaya males. Congratulations. The invited champions back for competition amongst yourselves, so well done. And congratulations on your past championships that you've had. Up in the top of the class, please present that alpaca. This male I found coming out just being so strong in just his overall presence, balance, proportion, nice big bone style, and it matched his fleece. A lot of dense fleece. The great micron range, consistency, exceptional in all categories. Well done. On your tail is a second place, comparable in that very stamped out quality of fleece. Not quite to the degree of density, but still high in density. Great phenotype, body conformation, so well done to you, keeping that competition, amongst champions very high. So well done in that density aspect. And that density aspect's keeping that alpaca higher in third, from second to third, although third, I give great credit for a very consistent, exceptionally fine micron. Very bright, very delicate in its crimp structure underneath there. On top of that, this male too, also just in its body and presence and just in how you walked around. It's very smooth in its gait. Looking at its feet where it lands every time. The toes are always forward in the front and back. So great job in picking out a great animal for show. Keeping you in third for that uniformity and that ultra fineness that he had. Although in fourth place, I give credit as we go back up. Greater density aspects champion, and also a nice solid bone. Just would needed to have seen even more of it in length or even to just a little bit finer degree like my third to be even more competitive, but thank you. From the fourth, here a very soft, silky fleece style. Very even in that fleece, just not quite the extra guts in there that the other alpacas brought to the class, in this championship level. Also, just a little bit stronger in its feet placements and others standing above as they're a little bit more correct and a little bit more breadth or width that the other alpacas had versus our fifth place one. From fifth to sixth, solid in conformation and solid soundness there. The fleece is just a little bit more open than the others in this group of champions, as it also had just that openness, also had a little bit higher micron versus the other evaluation of the others in today's comparison. Thank you for bringing them to the... Now, the first and seconds are also honored with the invited champion banner for reserve. Champion and reserve. First, second. Thank you. And then you guys know you'll be coming back around. Okay. Good luck there as well. Woohoo!